go. What is going on? Thank you guys for tuning in so much. The secret sauce for today is strength does not always roar. Sometimes strength is the quiet voice saying, I will keep going. That is what you must do. I apologize for my lack of energy. I've just tested positive for COVID. We will trudge through this because there is shit going on I want to get into. Bitcoin. Key support levels are coming in at $66,250 and $68,000. We have a bunch of market news that may change these predictions, but this is the range we're in. If we go up or down below these numbers, keep in mind we should see volatility. Next up, a bull pennant formation has formed on the Solana chart. How high do we go? I want to say 1,000 schmackarolis. Next up, Scottie Pippen, he can't decide. What does that mean? We're going to get into that. And how well do you think MicroStrategy stock has done since 2020? Put that in the comments. I will not read them. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is time for some rare bits, and it is the 21st of June. It is also known as Sunday if you are here in the States. Today, some neat things are happening. The Crypto Greed and Fear Index is coming in at a 74. We are flat, but the NFT sentiment has moved to greed. It has been in this dormant zone for so long. Are you seeing the signs? Are you getting in on this? Top crypto search term for the normies is Layer Zero, ticker sign ZRO. Put it on your hit list. It's about the third or fourth time on my radar. It is time to do a deep dive. I might do that in the Substack tomorrow. If you don't get the Substack, what are you doing? It is up 43% on the 7-day. Top NFT search term for the normies is Trump NFT. Yes, it's coming. When will it come? Are you buying it? Bitcoin dominance on the 24 hours is flat. ETH dominance has slid down just a touch while the total crypto market cap has increased 1%, coming in at about $2.5 trillion at the time of writing. And before we get into more news, let us check some numbers for the nerds. And how do we do that? We are going to pull up the heat map and look at this. So we see some green, we see some red. We will take all of it. The current numbers at this moment in time, which is what is important, is Bitcoin is trading at $67,827. Now, I mentioned on the intro, we have 66,250 as the low end, 68,000 as the high end. So we are at 67,827. We are nearing this high end. If we see a push through this number, we could see some parabolic movement. Just keep that in mind. It is Sunday. Everybody's attention is on something else. There was a short dip when Biden announced that he was stepping down. We'll touch on that in a minute as well. But a lot of people saw that as the last dip. So this is all food for thought. Okay, back into the numbers. Ethereum currently trading at $3,507. BNB 600. Charting it in the podcast since below 300. It is going to continue to go higher. Did you get on board? Solana trading at 183. We will take it. XRP at 0.600. Now, I pulled up the symbol crypto NFT dashboard just because we have moved into a new zone, which we haven't seen for a bit. Does this mean the NFTs are back? Now, everybody keep in mind, collectibles are a fan base. It is a niche fan base. When crypto goes up, that niche fan base is going to deploy capital. Trust me. So seeing this market index move into the green zone, while it isn't alarming, it is exciting because I do enjoy NFTs. Blockchains by NFT sales volume. We have Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin ruling the roost. Solana is up 21%, Ethereum is up 4%, and Bitcoin is up 13%. So we are not doing a ton of volume per history, but it is nice to see movement. Looking at the top sales, anything exciting? CryptoPunks, Bored Ape, Pudgy Penguins. Does anything change? We are not going to delve into any of those. Looking at the crypto heat map. Today, pole position is held by the Pudgy Penguins, followed by CryptoPunks. Wow. Bored Ape and Mutant Ape are way down the ladder. We are not going to touch on that. Looking at the top 5 movers on the Ethereum side of things, the randoms seem to have had 29 sales. Seems like somebody has decided to try and move that floor. Is there news incoming? Is something happening? We will follow that. We have ASM, GOS, Ape Girl, Old Vibes, and League of Kin. There could be something wrong with the metrics. You know what? I am going to switch. Market cap, top 5 market cap, CryptoPunks, Bored Ape, Pudgy Penguins, Milady Maker, Azuki. Nothing changes really. Looking at the Solana ecosystem for the high-end sales, we are seeing just the Retardios and the Milady Maker derivatives on Solana start to pop off. It is nice to see that somebody has replaced the Mad Lads. Now, Mad Lads are by no means dead, though we see Mad Lads in the red at the moment, while Retardio Cousins are in that green, representing an 11% increase on the 24 hours, while Mad Lads have dropped 7.39%. So the top 5 movers, we have Retardio Cousins, Mad Lads, SMB Gen 2, Glorps, and Famous Fox Federation rounding out the top 5. You guys, I am a fan of Glorps. I hold 3 of these things. They are down 11% at the moment, trading at 2.93 Solana because Solana is also up. I think this is an opportunity. I may scoop another Glorp just because to Glorp is to be free. So if you're not Glorping and you don't know what that's about, fix yourself before you wreck yourself. Looking at the top moving collections on Bitcoin, we have Bitcoin Shrooms. We have just the standard stuff here. Nothing exciting, nothing new, no new pole position, no new anything. Quantum Cats, OMBs, Node Monkeys. That's about how it is. Looking at the top movers. Now, interesting. So a couple things. So as I mentioned that the derivatives of the Milady Makers are popping off. We have Based Angels. They're up 41% on the 24-hour, 239 sales, 6 pending. There is still a lot of interest there. They are currently trading at $663. There was a time where you could have picked these up for about $80 and just held onto them. So these derivatives will continue to go. Is the Milady Maker story done? Is it just beginning? Please leave your feedback in the comments. Looking at runes, we have Fihu, Dog Go to the Moon, Bamp, Arsic, Genesis, Rune, and World Peace by Pups, rounding out the top 5. Everybody is in the green except Arsic. What is happening? Though there were 100 trades, Dog Go to the Moon had 490 trades in the last 24 hours. And this is something that I put in my Substack, but I don't often bring it up in the podcast. I'm looking at the top 50 blockchain games. Number 1, Pancake Protectors. 2, Axie Infinity. Number 3, Gods of Fire. Number 4, Walking Dead. Number 5, Juicy Adventure. Please start to look at this information because oftentimes there are tokens associated. And if we believe that gaming will initiate the drive and the interest that we need in this space, this is the market moving information that you are going to get. So just have it on your radar. Next up, okay, we have President Joe Biden. He has decided to retire, it seems. He has decided he is too tired to carry the torch forward. And I think a couple things are going to happen. One, I think the Democratic primary race will likely become way more competitive with several governors and cabinet members entering within the next couple of days. I think we have not seen the mess unravel. We are going to see people vie for position here. And in my view, it is going to be awesome and a soap opera to watch. Next up, Vice President Harris may face challenges trying to unite everybody this late stage in the game. I do not know if Biden stepping down and saying, Kamala, you are the heir to the throne, now you pick a VP. Is that the best Democratic foot forward? I would love to see comments on this. I will not read them or respond to them, but it helps the algorithm. Fundraising for the Democrats could see initial turbulence before stabilizing. So do they get on board with crypto? If they do, that could be a huge shift in the game, not only for the battle between the two parties, but for the crypto landscape in general. If Joe Biden is out of the race and Kamala brings in somebody newer, younger, and smarter as a VP, we could see crypto initiatives foster into the Democratic Party. Please get Elizabeth Warren out of the picture absolutely as fast as we can. Do we see voter turnout predictions fluctuate because of this shift at the end of the game? Now, keep in mind, we have a bunch of Hollywood elites that have got on board and said that Biden, it's time to sit down. So this could be the push that they want. Maybe we will see Hollywood money get behind this. And what I do know is this race is just getting started. It will continue to be absolutely exciting. This is going to be the soap opera of the century, in my opinion. The media is going to focus on Harris and her recordness of readiness. And is she prepared to mount the horse to fight the fight? In my opinion, she is not. But what's interesting is she does have some academic credentials behind her. There are some interesting stories about how she got into power that I will not get into, but she might be able to hold her own in some battles. So the upcoming debates will be absolutely popcorn having, recliner getting, lazy boy chair sitting events for the future. If you do not drink IPA for these events, what are you doing? Next up, we have the debates. These are going to start to format, and they're going to try and figure out, each party is going to try and figure out a different way to sculpt these debates to honor their candidate. It's going to be a hogwash mess. I am so excited to see it. Social media is going to have a huge play in this, as the timeline on X has already gone apeshit bananas. It is the most entertaining place to watch political commentary in the world, period. Next up, predict the VP. Who does Kamala Harris pick for her VP? Okay, so I put a list of some people together. We have Pete Buttigieg. He is a young, articulate candidate with executive experience. He could balance the ticket and appeal to moderates. Next up, we have Gretchen Whitmer. She is a popular Michigan governor. She could help secure the Midwest states. There was a crazy time where she was being targeted by assassination, so she's got a great backstory. She's an interesting person. She's captivating when you listen to her speak. She's articulate. And she's got that American punch in her. So I like to see this. Next up, Cory Booker, charismatic senator. He might energize the African-American vote. And this would be a very interesting ticket. It could slay things. Absolutely. Do we see it happen? I would love to see your comments. Elizabeth Warren, I can't even stomach this. The fact that they were on stage together. I tweeted the minute I saw them on stage. You know what I tweeted when I saw the two of them on stage together because of Elizabeth Warren's anti-crypto stance was, these are two reasons that every single American needs to reevaluate their political affiliation every 4 years. Your political affiliation is not your home team. These are not ride or die colors that if you are from a city and your team, you will wear that team forever. This is the future of our country. These decisions change radically every 4 years. You need to understand where different candidates stand on the issue this term, this presidential election, this time and now. When I look at Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris on stage together, that is not a future I want to see for anybody. That I do know. And I grew up as a Democrat. I am not saying what I'm going to vote future forward, but crypto plays into my decision making because crypto people bring insight that others do not. Next up, Gavin Newsom. Do we see Gavin from California get into the mix? He has absolutely destroyed the state of California, which is why I left. Does he get in the mix? It could happen. Next up, Stacey Abrams could minimize and mobilize the majority voters and secure Georgia, which is a huge state to have in the presidential race. Do we see Amy Klobuchar, moderate Midwesterner, might appeal to swing state voters? We have Raphael Warnock, Georgia senator. He could energize Southern and African-American voters all at once. Tommy Duckworth, he is a combat veteran and senator and could appeal to moderates and highlight diversity in the cabinet. We could also see Andy Bashar, the governor of Kentucky. He might help with the rural Southern voters to combat the hillbilly elegy that Vance brought to the Trump ticket. All of this remains to be seen. It is going to be something to watch. Now, next up, we have Scottie Pippen. And what I love is that Scottie does not know what to do. He asked the community, should I go with Ethereum or Solana? Now, it evoked a huge response. And of course, the answer is Solana. But there was a Dogecoin whale that hopped in and promoted Dogecoin, and it absolutely ripped off of this interaction. It all happens on social media. It is interesting to watch. So this follows the successful NFT launch with Orange Comet and his former teammate Michael Jordan, right? Their foray into the Solana-based hair platform. Dogecoin creator Billy Marcus even chimed in, endorsing that Dogecoin was the preferred choice. You guys, let me know. Do we see Dogecoin get incorporated into the X platform? I think it would be really interesting to see that happen. Now, next up, these are some AI tokens that I believe need to be on your hit list, okay? We have Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. The token ticker sign is FET. It is currently at this morning when I put this together, it was trading at $1.42. It is down at the moment. So there is so much underlying reason to get involved with this, especially if you are interested in doing some long-term holds. 3 years, 5 years. Put it on a ledger and forget about it and see what happens. I think FET is going to be a great token. Next up, Lumerin, ticker sign LMR. LMR skyrocketed about 23% daily. It's up about 165% weekly. People are saying it might climb to 0.04. It could also have a reversal, but the underlying tokenomics between what Lumerin is doing and what they're bringing to the ecosystem are interesting. I'm urging you to do your own research. And the next token I want to talk about super quick is Turbo, ticker sign TURBO. It is up 28%. It's up about 95% on the week. It has a year-to-date return of 1,500%. People are saying it could continue to go up. The technicals on it look very, very interesting. So those are tickers that I want you to put on your list of DYOR tokens. I am not saying buy anything. I'm saying begin to watch these things. I think they're interesting long-term. If you like market movement or you see deep pullbacks, but boom. Listen, and if you guys are into the betting space, Polymarket is an absolutely great place to find predictions. And what is interesting about Polymarket from a social standpoint is when we look at where the country may go, what may happen, it's interesting to see what people are willing to wager their money with. And these predictions often are very interesting. So there was an interesting prediction on Polymarket. Who has a better chance of becoming president, ahead of lettuce or Joe Biden? And as we know, the head of lettuce won. So that is an example of some of the things that you can bet on Polymarket. If you are not familiar with it, it is a great prediction market. It's seen volume explode over $150 million just in July. So people are having fun on this. And if you want to bet on stuff, if you have a crazy idea, you can bet on it on Polymarket. So next up, we are looking at MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy stock, MSTR, has witnessed phenomenal 1,339% growth since 2020. This parabolic movement will continue to seesaw with Bitcoin as the price climbs. Michael Saylor has created an absolute vacuum of making money, and it is hinged around the price of Bitcoin going up. When Bitcoin goes up, that is going to rip. Now, the underlying message here is that I think MicroStrategy's basic, I think their average purchase price for Bitcoin, and I'm going to bastardize this because it's been a minute, but it's about $33,864. So when Bitcoin goes parabolic, I mean, it is exciting. That is all I have to say. So that is what we have going on this Sunday. I hope you guys are enjoying all the moments. If you are still craving crypto clarity, please subscribe to my Substack today. Warning, rare bits may cause hodling.